Preceding My Death.
So I'm on this airplane, for now. We're hurtling toward the ground, and I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. I zoned out during the instructions, and now there's some goddamn little yellow thing dangling in front of me. I'm not sure what it's even meant to achieve, since my real problem was with the ground, not the air. Speaking of which, I check out the window to see how the ground is doing. It's still rushing up at us. But now I have a bit more detail. Damn! Not only are we crashing into some really ugly countryside. There should be rolling hills, but they're just sort of dirt lumps with grass on them. I start to scream, but the girl next to me stops screaming and just looks at me, still terrified, but also kind of irritated, like I threw her off her groove. Was I not supposed to scream? Was I screaming wrong? Can you do that? Great. Now I'm not just nervous because I've never died in a fiery crash before, but I'm also pretty sure I just made an ass of myself in front of, or rather to the side of a girl that's actually quite safe. This day just keeps getting worse. I'm going to look out the window and everything stops. There's a long moment where I get to revel in the effect. The girl's hair is floating, frozen in mid-float. There's a crouton midway through its arc towards me from the man struggling against the salad cart as a substitute for being unable to struggle directly against his fate. Wish I'd thought of that. At least some decent thing to do. I think this is probably the part where I have to reflect on my life, but I'm not really ready for that. I'd much rather spend a few seconds thinking about my situation. I've been that way ever since the 5th grade when, hell, I'm slipping into a flashback. Ever since the 5th grade when my parents shoved me into the school talent show. I'm floating over my 5th grade self, back in the bright auditorium lights and the smell of 3,000 parents, each here only to see their own child, each applauding only as a basic courtesy to the other parents. I watched my tiny self fumble. My parents wanted me to improvise. I had a prepared script. They hid my script under the cat, thus forcing me to confront either my fear of unpreparedness or my fear of the cat. Even then, I had an agile mind with a keen knack for measurements, so I feel completely confident in my estimation that the cat weighed at least 18 kilograms. That's 3 feet in the imperial system. I once watched it. Hang on, there's something wrong. There wasn't a gaping hole in the auditorium. Some little beige men climbing the hole. Are there aliens in my flashback? What the hell? Were they there the first time and I just didn't notice? No one in the audience is noticing. This is me just having a hallucination in my hallucination. Oh shit, they're walking over. Hey, says the one that appears to be the leader, judging by his fancier spacesuit. So I say, gotta act cool. Hey, I reply. That was good. Matching word for word. Now let's escalate. Space fashion is pretty cool. I like the design on your suit. Thanks, said the alien. It's Celtic runes. Oh, I thought so. I was about to ask. So have you guys been secretly influencing our culture for millennia, or? No. We just stop by every couple centuries and collect fawns. Celtic runes are a fantastic choice if you're going to communicate using symbols instead of 5th-dimensional psychic rays. You guys do that a lot? No. It's a stupid way to get a message across, and you look really space pretentious. So, I'm Dan, and this is my 5th grade auditorium, and that's my younger self over there, the one rolling on the floor screaming. I was just on my way to a fiery death in some really, really ugly countryside when you interrupted my light flashing before my eyes. That's actually why we're here. We're space graduate students, you see, and we're here on behalf of our professor. Most of time and space have been charted, so he's leading some of the first trips into imaginary and metaphorical spaces. In the short term, I'm mostly just interested in getting my name on paper when it gets space published. But in the long term, it's got fascinating possibilities. Imagine a prison built in that awkward moment of disillusionment when you're going up the stairs and you think there's one more stair than there actually is. Good lord, I'd have to stop committing crimes. Well, you will anyway, what with the dying and all. Damn, I'd forgotten about that. I don't suppose you could, sorry, interfering with timelines in meaningful ways is strictly forbidden. We'd actually better leave. We've gotten what we came for just by looking around. Maybe enough for 2 papers, since we said hi. Close the vortex, Space Steve. I look back to my younger self, who has already been dragged away screaming. I've missed the good part, so I wander out of the flashback and back into the plane. Time resumes and the crouton hits me in the eye. Damn it. I look out the window and watch the lovely countryside rush up at me very quickly. Hang on a second, lovely. Dying is extremely disorienting, so it takes a bit to get my bearings. I'm standing underneath my body, which is dangling from a tree and surveying my surroundings. This is definitely not where we were crashing before. Maybe those aliens weren't so bad after all. The girl from the seat over looks up from her smoldering husk. Aliens? You got to see aliens? All I got was a reminder I used to wet the bed.